Welcome to the English Speaking Practice Podcast. Imagine you are sitting in a very important Zoom meeting with your international colleagues. The camera is on, and everybody is looking right at your face on the screen. You know exactly what you want to say about the new project. The ideas are perfectly clear and organized in your head. But then your brain sees three little words approaching in your sentence. Be, been, and being. Suddenly, your palms get sweaty and your heart starts beating faster. Your mind goes completely blank and you forget every English word you ever learned. You stop talking and just stare at the camera. You feel like you just forgot how to speak English entirely.
My mind freezes. Say that phrase out loud with me right now. My mind freezes. If this sounds like your daily life at work or abroad, please take a deep breath.
Drop your shoulders down and relax your jaw.
You are entirely normal, and you are completely safe here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our podcast. I am Mark.
And I am Anna. We are so incredibly happy you decided to spend your morning or your evening with us today.
Today, we are talking about a very common struggle that almost every adult learner faces. We are going to look closely at three tiny words that cause massive, unnecessary panic. Be, been, and being.
Just hearing those words makes some adult learners want to close their laptops and hide under a heavy blanket. But we promise to keep things very gentle and slow today. There are no heavy grammar books allowed in this room. There are no complicated academic charts for you to memorize.
Exactly. Because treating English grammar like a strict math test is the exact reason why we panic and freeze. Grammar is actually just human emotion. It is a natural tool to share your human experience with another person.
And let us remind you right now that feeling tired after work is completely fine. Feeling lazy or unmotivated on a Tuesday is completely normal. You do not need to be a perfect student to learn this beautiful language. You just need to take small steps, quietly and softly.
Before we dive deeply into these small words, we have a tiny favor to ask you. If our podcast helps you relax and understand English better, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and share this episode with a friend who might be struggling with their confidence.
Yes, your support is exactly like sunlight for a small houseplant. It helps us grow, and it allows us to keep making these gentle lessons for you every single week. Also, please drop a comment down below and tell us what country you are listening from today.
Let us start with the first word, which is simply the word be. Think of be as the absolute starting line of a long race. It represents pure potential and future choices. We use be when we talk about a wish for the future or when we give polite advice to someone.
It is like looking at a completely empty calendar page on your desk. Nothing is scheduled on that paper yet, but absolutely anything is possible.
That is a beautiful way to visualize it, Anna. Let us imagine you are talking about your career goals with a friend over coffee. You might look at your friend and say, "I want to be successful."
Let us repeat that quietly together. I want to be successful.
Notice that you are not saying you are the big boss of the company right now. You are simply painting a picture of tomorrow.
Exactly. Another very common phrase is about your language journey. You might say, I want to be confident. Try saying it with me right now, in your room. I want to be confident.
We also use be for giving gentle instructions to people we care about. Imagine you are handing a very hot cup of coffee to your coworker. You do not yell at them with aggressive verbs. You softly say, "Be careful."
Yes. Or if your child is nervous before their first day of school, you say, be brave. Let us practice those chunks out loud. Be careful. Be brave.
See how easy and relaxing that is? There are no complicated time rules here, just an open door to the future, or a soft piece of advice.
Let us look at one more daily example for the word be. Imagine you are starting a new healthy diet. You look in the mirror and you say, I want to be healthier. You are setting an intention for your body and your mind.
Let us shadow that together. I want to be healthier.
Now, let us slowly walk towards the second word. This is the word that scares people the most and makes them avoid speaking. The word been.
But is that word not too difficult for everyday casual conversation?
Not at all if we change how we look at it entirely. Ben is just a bridge. It connects something that happened in the past directly to your life right now.
Oh, I see. It is like an application running in the background of your smartphone. You opened the map application this morning, and it is still quietly draining your phone battery right now in your pocket.
That is the perfect metaphor, Mark. Let us look at a real-life situation. Imagine you sit down on your living room sofa after a very long day at the office. You sigh heavily, drop your keys on the table, and say, I have been tired today.
Let us shadow that sentence together. I have been tired today.
You are explaining why you have absolutely zero energy right now, in this exact moment. The exhaustion started many hours ago, and it is still sitting heavily on your shoulders.
I love that explanation because it shows the emotion behind the grammar. Let us imagine another scenario with the word been. You are waiting at a restaurant for a friend who is very late. When they finally arrive, you say, I have been waiting for 30 minutes.
Let us practice that chunk. I have been waiting for 30 minutes.
You are not just throwing a random fact at them. You are expressing your current frustration, which started 30 minutes ago and is still happening right now.
Exactly. We also use been for talking about our life experiences. It is like a physical souvenir you bought on a vacation and put on your bedroom shelf. That experience just stays with you forever in your memory.
That is a great way to think about it. For example, you are talking about travel, and you say, I have been to London. Shadow time, everyone. I have been to London.
Notice that you are not saying exactly when you went. The exact year or the exact month simply does not matter to the story. What matters is the experience living inside you right now.
Let us try another experience example. Someone suggests going to a new Italian restaurant in the city center. You reply, Oh, I have been to that place.
Let us shadow it. I have been to that place.
You are telling them you already hold that specific experience. Here is a very important rule about the word been. Been is a highly social word. It absolutely hates being alone in a sentence. It always needs a helpful friend standing next to it, usually the word have or has.
That is so true and so important for our listeners to remember. You never say, I've been busy. You always say, I have been busy.
You know, Anna, I found a really cool way to practice this without any stress at all. I started doing a little private exercise that I call my bin timeline.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. How does that exercise work exactly?
Well, every Friday evening, I take out my phone and open the voice recorder application. I sit alone in a quiet room, maybe with a cup of tea, and I record 3 simple sentences about my week. I always start those sentences with I have been. For example, I will say into the microphone, I have been working hard this week. Let us repeat that chunk together. I have been working hard this week.
That is such a gentle and brilliant way to build a strong language habit.
Exactly. I might also say I have been feeling a little stressed lately. Or I have been drinking more water. By speaking it out loud into the phone, I train my brain to always pair the word have with the word been. It slowly becomes automatic muscle memory. I do not even have to think about the grammar rule anymore. Listeners, I highly recommend you try this tiny trick tonight before you go to sleep.
I am definitely going to steal that life hack for myself. Building muscle memory in a safe environment is the best way to gain confidence. Now let us gently move forward to our final word for today. The word being.
Being is all about right now. It is completely temporary. It is not who you are forever as a person. It is just how you are acting in this specific little moment in time.
Think of being like wearing a heavy winter coat.
You wear the winter coat today because it is snowing outside. But that heavy coat is not your actual skin. It is not your identity. You will easily take it off later when you go inside the warm house.
That visual makes so much sense to me. Let us look at how we use this in real life. Imagine you are having a serious emotional talk with your partner. You really want them to trust your words in this moment. You look directly into their eyes and say, I am being honest with you.
Let us shadow that very important phrase. I am being honest with you.
This simply means right here, right now. In this exact conversation, I am giving you the absolute truth.
Let us look at another great example using technology. Sometimes we use being to talk about things, not just people. Imagine you are trying to open a document, but your laptop is frozen. You might say, "My computer is being slow today."
Let us practice that together. My computer is being slow today.
Your laptop is usually very fast and reliable, but today it has a temporary annoying behavior.
It put on the slow winter coat for the afternoon. That is a fun way to look at it. This brings up a really powerful realization I had recently. It completely changed how I communicate with the people around me, especially at work. It is the deep difference between a person's permanent character and their temporary behavior.
Please tell me more about that mark.
Well, when we use the word is or are, we place a permanent label on someone's whole personality. We put them in a box. But when we use the word being, we only talk about today. We leave the door open for them to change.
I think I see what you mean. So, if I say my neighbor is noisy, I mean he is always a loud, annoying person every single day of the year.
Exactly. That is a judgment of his character. But if you say, my neighbor is being noisy, it means usually he is a very polite guy, but today he's just throwing a loud party.
Let us practice a very useful phrase for relationships, using this exact concept.
Imagine your best friend is usually very chatty and cheerful.
But today, they are just silently staring at their coffee cup. You look at them and ask gently, "You are being very quiet today."
Let us repeat that phrase together, out loud. You are being very quiet today.
The tone of your voice is incredibly important right there.
If you say it loudly and harshly, it sounds like an angry attack on their personality.
That is exactly why I love a teaching technique called emotional shadowing. You see, grammar is deeply connected to our human feelings and our physical bodies. When you practice the phrase, you are being very quiet today, you should never just read it like a cold robot reading a textbook.
Right. You must say it with real empathy and care in your voice. Try to soften your shoulders, uncross your arms, and imagine you are truly worried about your best friend.
Let us try emotional shadowing right now, together. Soften your voice, drop your shoulders, and say, you are being very quiet today.
That was beautiful.
By physically feeling the emotion, you remember the grammar completely naturally.
You realize that being is actually a very polite and soft word to use. It gives the other person emotional space to explain their temporary bad mood without feeling attacked.
Here is a fun homework exercise for our listeners to try. I call it the contrast exercise. I want you to think of 3 of your close friends or coworkers. I want you to build 2 sentences about each person in your head. 1 sentence about their permanent character, and 1 sentence about a silly temporary behavior.
Oh, I love this idea.
Let me try one right now.
My boss is usually very strict, but today he is being very nice.
Perfect. Let us shadow Anna's sentence to get the rhythm. My boss is usually very strict, but today he is being very nice.
This contrast exercise forces your brain to clearly see the difference between permanent identity and a temporary winter coat.
We have covered so much important ground today. We looked at the word be for setting future goals and giving gentle advice. We looked at the word been for connecting your past experiences and frustrations to your present life. And we looked at the word being for describing a temporary moment or a changing mood right now.
If you only remember one single thing from our conversation today, let it be this powerful phrase.
Flow matters more than perfection.
Let us shadow that beautiful phrase one last time. Flow matters more than perfection.
Exactly. If you accidentally panic during a meeting and say, "I am Ben tired," please do not stop talking. Do not freeze and stare at the wall. Just take a slow breath, smile gently, and keep the conversation moving forward.
The mistake actually shows that your brain is trying to connect the past and the present. It is a smart mistake. The human being listening to you just wants to connect with your ideas and your story. They do not care at all about your small grammar mistakes.
You are doing an absolutely amazing job just by showing up and listening to us today.
Remember to try the Friday audio diary trick on your phone to practice the word been.
And try the contrast exercise to practice the word being. Start noticing when people are just wearing a temporary coat of behavior instead of judging their entire character.
Small, tiny steps will eventually get you to your big goal of fluency. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us today. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share this episode with someone who needs a confidence boost.
Leave a comment below and practice typing one of the useful chunks we learned today. We read every single comment. We will see you all in the very next episode. Take good care of yourselves out there and keep speaking.